Welcome to Fellowmind Industry Insights, where we take a look at trends and challenges impacting different industries and how customers are transforming their business in an industry that's rapidly evolving. Fellowmind is an international company that helps accelerate the digital readiness of customers in various industries by using Microsoft Cloud solutions, encouraging agile development, implementing integrated platforms, and assisting end users to learn and adapt. The goal of Fellowmind is to make people enjoy working with technology and make technology work for them. The more than 2,000 people who work at Fellowmind love a deep dive into the challenges and ambitions that keep you up at night. And in this episode, we will focus on the energy industry with two experts, industry experts, Jakob Tønners and Gregersen. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, if we focus on energy, it looks like the whole world, the whole media, everybody is focusing on energy and talking about energy because there's so many radical changes. I mean, Kim, can you give me an overview? Where are we at the moment?
So everybody is talking about the climate change and the transition towards sustainability. And we are in the middle of a global energy crisis right now.
Yeah.
We have a war in Ukraine. We have a short limit of gas supply from Russia, and electricity and gas prices are just skyrocketing, driving inflation. And we have a winter coming where we might see power outage in Europe, planned or not planned. But on the positive side, this is leading us much faster to a sustainable energy future, with the use of wind, solar, water, hydrogen. So in other words, the electrification of society is in full pace, full speed. And by 2013, we predict that half of all cars will be electric. And by 2035, it's 80%.
Amazing. There's so much happening, but if we take a look at the speed, it's unheard of how fast it goes. And what does that all mean for the industry, Kim?
So this electrification is a huge challenge for the physical electricity grid, both the transmission and the distribution net. And the industry is looking into setting a vast amount of data free across sectors, across markets. And combined with the use of intelligent solutions, we can kind of navigate and create flexibility. Mm-hmm. So these are complex challenges, but we see innovations at all new high levels, and we see business models, new business models, and we see partnerships across sectors. So it's
nice. Good. And do you like that it's going so fast?
Not necessarily, but it's good for the sustainability.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jakob, how should the industry approach and overcome all these challenges that we're talking about? I mean, a lot of resilience is needed. Like if I quote Darwin, it's not the strongest species that survive, but one most adaptable.
Yeah, that's true. And resilience is a huge part in overcoming many of these challenges that you've talked about, Kim. And our approach or our view on how energy can manage all these challenges is called the Smart Energy Network. Mm-hmm. And resilience, so resilience being the ability to adapt and change, as you also quote Darwin, is a huge part to all of this. So becoming more resilient is what the energy sector needs to focus on. And some of the areas that you need to invest in is becoming or working with reliability in how you manage your grid and work with energy as an actor within that area. Continuity and also security is a huge part as well. But also if you look more so into the processes and your value chain, that is something you need to focus on as well in terms of establishing traceability and transparency in how you work. Mm-hmm. So these are some of the resilience factors that you need to factor in how you operate moving forward. And if we go a deeper or be more specific in how to manage that, that would be to increase resilience, as I said, with processes, how you manage your internal processes, having resilient processes that allow you to change and adapt with the changing times. So when outside factors impact you, you are able to change, basically. But also, as I said, the supply chain, having partners in place and having a supply chain that can adapt to changes is also core. And also, of course, the infrastructure part. So having a flexible infrastructure is necessary, so you can scale up, change, and adapt to the changing of times as well. And then data, having the insights needed in order to make the change is important as well. So when you make a change, you need to understand where you should make the change. And insights and data will enable you to do that.
This all sounds very good and a lot of information, and I think that a lot of viewers realize it. But how can we as Fellowmind help people putting it into practice?
Yeah.
I mean, you have created a framework and approach through which energy companies have become more connected, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, sure. And the connectedness is something that we emphasize strongly. So I mentioned the areas that you need to work on in becoming more resilient. And the point is that we need to address all of these challenges in a connected way, and all the areas that we need to improve needs to be addressed also in a connected way.
And you see becoming more connected in relations to employees, customers, operations, and sustainability?
Yeah, exactly. So these are the core main areas that we need to focus on within the industry. And becoming more resilient, becoming more connected as well. So we talk about connected in terms of empowering employees, using connected, you can say connectivity measures in order to empower the employees, but also looking into how we connect with our customers is also a huge part of this. And another element is how we operate the grid. So grid operations to be more connected in order to be more agile and flexible as well. And the last part is connecting data. So connecting data so we can manage the sustainability societal change that we're facing today. So the point is that we need to address all of these things together. We need to look into how we can be more connected within the specific or separate elements, but also as a connected whole. That's the main point of all of this.
Yeah, and if we take a little bit more specific focus on the data, how can that play a key part in all of this?
Data is a key part, as you say, right? So it has a huge impact on how we can work with becoming more connected. So if we again go back to talking about customers, how can customers help us provide customers with the bespoke, tailored experiences that they expect, providing more value to customers. That requires insights and data in a connection with customers. Employees is another part. Empowering employees requires that we provide the right tools, and data is a huge part of that as well. So being able to, as an employee, have insight and connections and data across the processes that you as an employee work across empowers people as well, and also having the tooling in place in order to be empowered. And operations, again, data can help us with becoming more resilient and working more connected within operations for more resilience and flexibility. And then the last thing is in data and grid management. So how can we manage the grid in a more intelligent way, so to speak, where data is a huge part of that as well. So data has a huge part to play in all the dimensions that we're talking about here.
Yeah. And it sounds to me that the whole infrastructure in Europe is under strain due to many challenges we're facing. But where do you see that the industry is impacted the most, Kim?
The energy and utility sector is critical in building this sustainability energy future, while providing safe and reliable energy for the homes and the businesses. Especially the areas of operation and sustainability are key challenges that we need to overcome.
Should we zoom in on that, on the operations and sustainability part?
By all means.
Okay.
So we identify these areas as vital for the green carbon neutral future towards this accelerated electrification of society.
Okay, and maybe it's nice that as Fellowmind share real-life examples that viewers can gain inspiration from.
And as a matter of fact, we have an example for a Danish company called an electricity distribution system operator. Very difficult name, but that's what it's called. And they are facing tough challenges ahead, especially this winter coming.
Okay.
Because with the boost in solar, wind, heat pumps, electric vehicles, this is kind of setting extra pressure on the physical grid. And the grid is not yet dimensioned for this accelerated electrification. So with the combination of data and intelligent machine learning and artificial intelligence, we can predict future spikes in energy supply and energy demand. And we can also identify critical bottlenecks and in that way predict power outages before they happen. So this means we can look into the future and make room for some flexibility and prevent these power outages. And this company can thereby increase operational efficiency and gain resilience while the grid is reinforced.
Nice. And if we take a look into the future, are you optimistic about that?
Today's crisis can in that way have a very positive effect and speed up things in the shift to a cleaner and more secure energy future.
Wow. I think there's a lot more to talk about, but for now this was a very energizing and interesting industry insight. Thank you both. Quick summary right now. What would you like to take our viewers to remember when they have been listening to us? Some takeaways.
So the key issue here is energy resources are not unlimited.
Okay.
And the European energy infrastructure is under pressure.
Yes.
Yeah, and overcoming all of these challenges, as we talk about here, one of the keys to overcoming them is to approach this as in a connected way. So making sure that we have the customers, employee, the operations, and the grid elements tied together in how we overcome all of these challenges.
Nice.
And combined with this framework and our approach, we see unlimited possibilities to overcome these challenges, and with the use of data and intelligent technology.
Nice that you create again a holistic view, because that's what Fellowmind stands for. Thank you very much, Jakob and Kim, for being here.
Thank you.
If you would like to know more about the trends and developments in the energy industry, please check out the website.